जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवर धारी। गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। गोपी जना वल्लभा गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। यमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधवा कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे। हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय प्रभुपादा 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 श्रीला प्रभुपादा जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रवाचकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमद्भे चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस प्रवाचकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णवविंद की जय। नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से गौ श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री द्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तविंद की जय। Nitai Gaura Premanande, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Śrīmadbhāgavatam Skand 10, Canto 10, Chapter 60, Text 10, 11 and 12. So on board, text 10 is there, we will cite text 10. śrī-bhagavān uvāca rāja-putri īpsitā bhūpair rāja-putrīpsitā bhūpair loka-pāla-vibhūtibhiḥ loka-pāla-vibhūtibhiḥ mahānubhāvaiḥ śrīmadbhī mahānubhāvaiḥ śrīmadbhī rūpaudārya-balorjitaiḥ rūpaudārya-balorjitaiḥ śrī-bhagavān uvāca rāja-putrīpsitā bhūpair loka-pāla-vibhūtibhiḥ mahānubhāvaiḥ śrīmadbhī 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 rūpaudārya-balorjitaiḥ śrī-bhagavān uvāca rāja-putrīpsitā bhūpair loka-pāla-vibhūtibhiḥ. anubhāvaiḥ śrī-madbhiḥ. Word by word meaning. Śrī-bhagavān uvāca. The Supreme Lord said, Rāja-putri, O Princess, īpsitā, you were desired. bhū-paiḥ, by kings. Loka, of all planets. Bala, like the rulers. Vibhūtibhiḥ, whose powers. mahā, great. anubhāvaiḥ, whose influence. śrī-madbhī, opulent. rūpa, with beauty. audārya, generosity. bala, and physical strength. ūrjitaiḥ, abundantly endowed. Translation. The Supreme Lord said, My dear princess, you were sought after many kings, as powerful as the rulers of the planets. They were all abundantly endowed with political influence, wealth, beauty, generosity, and physical strength. Translations and purports of text 11 and 12 by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Text 11 translation. Since your brother and father offered you to them, why did you reject the king of Chedi and all those other suitors who stood before you, maddened by Cupid? Why instead did you choose us, who are not at all your equal? Terrified of these kings, a lovely browed one, we took shelter in the ocean. We have become enemies of powerful men, and we practically abandoned our royal throne. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur comments on this verse as follows. The Lord's mentality here can be understood as follows. When I gave Rukmini a single flower from the heavenly Parijata tree, Satyabhama showed such torrent of fury that I could not pacify her even by bowing down at her feet. Only when I gave her a whole Parijata tree was she satisfied. Rukmini, however, did not display any anger even when she saw me give Satyabhama the whole tree. So how can I enjoy the nectar of angry words from this wife, who never feels jealousy, who is supremely sober, and who always speaks pleasingly? Thus, considering, the Supreme Lord decided, if I speak like this to her, I will be able to provoke her anger. This is how some authorities explain Krishna's speech to Rukmini. According to the Acharya, here the words balvadibhi krit dveshan prayaha indicate that Krishna opposed almost all the contemporary kings during his incarnation, befriending only a few, such as the Pandavas and loyal members of his dynasty. Of course, as stated in the 10th canto, Lord Krishna appeared specifically because the earth was overburdened by innumerable bogus kings, and he wanted to remove this burden. Finally, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur points out that the word Tyakta Nipasanan, give up the king's throne, indicates that after Lord Krishna killed Kansa, he humbly gave the royal throne to his grandfather Ugrasena, although the Lord himself was entitled to it. ओमज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलां श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं सागरजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमद्भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So in this chapter, the chapter is entitled Krishna teases Rukmini. So Lord wanted to enjoy, as we read in the part, he wanted to enjoy a particular mood of his pure devotee, none other than Lakshmi Devi, Rukmini Devi. And for that purpose, Krishna wanted to irritate her. The story is that here it is said that Krishna gave a parijat flower to Rukmini Devi. And Krishna book Prabhupada says the parijat flower was given to Rukmini Devi by Narad Muni. So anyway, parijat flower was given to Rukmini Devi. And Satyabhama, she became very angry over this. And in her transcendental jealousy, there is no envy there in the spiritual world. But in a transcendental competition, jealousy, she became very angry with Krishna. If Krishna gave the flower to Rukmini and Satyabhama becomes angry, that's one thing. If Narad Muni gave and she becomes angry with Krishna. So, this is the specific rasa which Satyabhama has with Krishna. Krishna is called Rasraj. He is the king of all mellows. And he can taste all these flavors of relationships, rasas, simultaneously with all devotees. With unlimited of his devotees, he can exchange relationship at one point of time. So, Krishna brought a flower, parijat tree from the heavenly kingdom. He went to the heavenly kingdom and brought entire tree for Satyabhama. And for that, he had to fight with Indra. He forcibly snatched the tree and brought it for Satyabhama. And Krishna was expecting that now Rukmini will become somewhat angry. The Lord wanted it because he wanted to taste that. So he wanted to taste that part of the relationship with Rukmini Devi. So Krishna is the Rasraj. Srila Prabhupada explains in Krishna book that, on this chapter, that the absolute truth is not impersonal. Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, Vadanti Tatvidas Tattvam Yajva Jnanam Advayam, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Shabdate. The absolute truth is known in three features. Those who see the absolute truth from great distance of not just physical distance, but relationship distance. They see the absolute truth as impersonal, Brahman. Just like we give the example, Srila Prabhupada gives the example of sunlight, sun globe, and the Vivaswan, sun god. So those who are at far distance, and there are some blockages also, then you are not even seeing the sun globe. You are seeing only sunlight. Like right now we are seeing only sunlight. But if you can go out, work a little harder, work out, then you can see the sun globe. So similarly, the absolute truth is known in three features: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. It depends on your approach, your relationship. If you have closer relationship, then you can go up to sun planet and even enter sun planet and meet Vivaswan if you share a relationship with him. But those who see from distance, they will say, sunlight is only impersonal. So similarly, those who are at great distance from absolute truth, they see the absolute truth only as impersonal. Nirvishesha, Shunyavadi. They see Nirvishesha, no attributes, only impersonal. And that reveals the eternal feature of the absolute truth, Sat feature. It doesn't reveal the absolute truth completely. But those who are more advanced, who are closer, they can see that the absolute truth is not impersonal. He is not only eternal, he is also cognizant. He is omniscient. He is aware of everything. Chitta, Sat, Chitta. They can see, just like someone goes out, then he can see that sunlight is coming from sun globe, and the sun globe is on everyone's head. You cannot say sun globe is on my head only. They also see sunlight only, they think it's all spread out. There is no personalism. But when you come to Paramatma realization, the Lord in everyone's heart, then you can also see that actually the Lord in everyone's heart is the Kshirodakshai Vishnu, who is in his own boat, Shvetadvipa. Just like when you go out, you can see that sun globe is actually in his own location, but it's on everyone's head. Similarly, Paramatma, the one Paramatma, he is in everyone's heart. Not many Paramatmas, one Paramatma. Kshirodakshai Vishnu is everyone's heart. All those situated in one place only. So they know that Krishna knows everything. He is aware of everything. Chitta quality. And those who can go further in relationship with the Lord, closer, more closer, they can know that supreme absolute truth is not just having eternal cognizance or awareness, chitta, but he is also having the quality of ananda, blissfulness. He is always enjoying something. He is Andama Chinmaya Raspati Bhavi Tabiz, Tabiz Avnij Ruptaya Kalabhi, Golokev Nivsatti Hilatma Bhuto, Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. He is situated in Goloka and many other Vaikuntha planets, and he is always enjoying his transcendental loving relationship. Ultimately, happiness is always in relationships. Happiness is never alone. When you are all alone, even if you have your most favorite food in front of you, you cannot enjoy. Maybe one or two times you can enjoy. Some people say, no, I can enjoy. But every day if you have to eat alone, no one to talk to you whole day, then there's no happiness. Ultimately, happiness comes from relationships, not from the objects. Of course, in the spiritual world, there is no object, dead object as such, because there even bed is cognizant, bed is conscious, Krishna's flute is conscious, everything is person. And Krishna is always sharing relationship with them. So Prabhupada says those who are impersonalists, they think that God cannot do this, God cannot do that. Neti, he is not this, he is not that, he cannot do this, he cannot do that. And they do not know that actually Bhagavan, he can do anything. He can even irritate his devotee to enjoy a particular relationship with his devotee. So Prabhupada says, here in this chapter is the perfection of the Bhagavan feature of the Lord. That God, not only he can eat, not only he can sleep, not only he can talk, not only he can walk, but he can even irritate his devotee. to enjoy a particular relationship with his devotee. He can go, he can do anything. So he says this is the perfection of the Bhagavan feature of the Lord. So it's very interesting way Prabhupada explains it, that if we want to go very close to Krishna, then we have to be also agree to be sometime be irritated by Krishna. Krishna doesn't irritate us directly, he irritates us through devotees. But if you act based on the Guru Sadhu Shastra, that submission of ours, Krishna will enjoy. Tatyanukampam susamikshamano bhunjani vatam kritam vipakam. We are not as great devotees. We are practitioner devotees, most of us. Some of you maybe are advanced. We are not in the Vaikuntha Lila, Goloka Lila as of now. So we cannot, fight with Krishna. That mood may become, overacting. But we can surely, when we have difficult situation, for us, for most of us, at least we can say, the irritating situation comes because of our own misdeeds of past, coming from our own karma. Tatyanukampam susmikshemanu. So how does the devotee deal with that? He accepts that this difficult situation, this irritating situation which has come, is because of my own karma. For those who have no karma, who are already beyond three modes of material nature, who are beyond kala, karma and guna, who are completely liberated, from them to enjoy a particular relationship, Krishna irritates them sometimes. But for those who are under kala, karma, guna, Krishna doesn't have to irritate them personally. Irritation can come from our own misdeeds only. But the thing is how we respond to it. How Rukmini Devi responded, that will come later. You will hear from other devotees who will be giving classes on that. So, but we respond in a loving, devotional way. And Brahmaji says, what is that loving, devotional way? Tatyanukampam susimikshimano bhunjani atam kritam vivang. First of all, we should accept that this is all reaction of my own misdeeds. And atam kritam vivakam hitvāgavapulbhi viddhan namaste. With the body, mind and words, one should remain submissive to Krishna. One should maintain that surrendered submission to Guru and Krishna. Tatyanukampam susmikshimano bhunjani vatam kritam vipakam. And one should not blame anyone. One should tolerate. In what mood you should tolerate? Not that theek hai, others are troubling me, therefore I am tolerating. I will tolerate others' trouble. No, troubling me. I should tolerate as one's own misdeeds. Don't blame anyone. Tolerate our own misdeeds. And always remain submissive to Krishna. Then that bhava, that mood of devotion Krishna will enjoy. So even at sadhana stage, one can reciprocate with Krishna. Prabhupada says in first canto of śrī-madbhiḥ also that sometimes Krishna takes away possessions of a devotee to make him more dependent on himself. And Prabhupada, this is a special feature of Krishna. If you go to demigods, no demigod will do this for you. This only Krishna can do. So that you become fully dependent on him. He will take away some material possession, but he will give you the highest possession of himself. So, here also, actually Krishna wanted to share a more deeper relationship with Rukmini Devi. He wanted Rukmini Devi to take a superior position. But Rukmini Devi, she has a completely different mood from Satyabhama. She will never fight with Krishna. She is always very sober, always very grave, and always very submissive to Krishna. She is fully, you can say, sold out to Krishna. So Krishna was designing something, Of course, one message which can surely relate here is two pure devotees can have completely different mood, and we should not try to fit everything in a mundane estimation of equality. The equality among devotees is that all want to please Krishna. As long as both parties want to please Krishna, there is no problem in having two, not just different moods, very, it's like totally opposite moods. Not just different and distinct moods, totally opposite moods. It's like, someone is taking prasadam and two totally different items. But Krishna can enjoy all simultaneously. So the Lord wanted to irritate Rukmini Devi, and an example is given by the acharyas here, that just like the camphor is very fragrant, but only when it's grinded, its fragrance actually comes out in full glory. For those who have grounded the chandan and camphor mixed for the chandan yatra devotees do here, they know you have box of camphor lying here, but it's not making the whole room fragrant. Or the pujaris, they do every day, a little bit on the ghee wick. You open the box, it's not so fragrant. You take little camphor and you grind it on the ghee wick. Then the whole pujari room is becoming fragrant with the camphor fragrance. So Rukmini, this is the example given by acharyas, that Rukmini is like camphor. She is possessing such beautiful devotional qualities, but that fragrance is not fully coming out. So Krishna wanted to grind her. The statement used by Prabhupada is, or the Bhagavatam here, Prabhupada says in Krishna book, here also, the commentators have written that, the devotees have written that Krishna wanted to grind Rukmini on the grinding stone of Krishna's speech. Krishna will irritate her by his very, you can say, harsh and strange speech. But when that happens, her beautiful qualities will come out. So similarly, sometimes Krishna, with his pure devotees, does this. We can say, Srila Prabhupada also had to go through a lot of grinding, particularly from 1930s to 1966, even after reaching US for first 1 year. There's so much of hard struggle. And even Jhansi, when little success came also in preaching, someone interfered, the governor's wife or whatever the story is, most of you know that. And Prabhupada had to leave Jhansi. All of a sudden, he had a deity of Lord Chaitanya installed. And he had to leave Jhansi with the deity of Mahaprabhu. And he had no place to stay. He had no place to stay for himself. We had to keep the deity and worship the deity also. So of course we know that he gave the deity to one of his godbrothers, Keshav Maharaj. So anyway, so Prabhupada had to struggle a lot to establish this Krishna consciousness movement for service to Krishna. Someone may ask this question, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, his Guru Maharaj is ordering him. Prabhupada is fully dedicated to his Guru. Everything is in the hand of Krishna. Why is he making his life so difficult? He is Param Bhagavan. He is supreme controller of everything. He is supreme controller, supreme enjoyer, best friend of all. Best friend of all. Bhoktaram, Yagyatapsam, Sarva Loko Maheshwaram. Why is he not acting in the best friendly way with Prabhupada? But Krishna was always acting in a perfectly friendly way with Srila Prabhupada. And those years actually bring out Prabhupada's glories all the more. And many of us have, when we read that section of Lilamrita and all, that we have, at least some moisture in the eyes when we see Srila Prabhupada struggling so much to give this Krishna consciousness. And later on, after Prabhupada established Krishna consciousness, he had some struggles, many struggles. One time devotee said to Prabhupada that now he can rest and devotees will manage. And Prabhupada said, do not take away my privilege to struggle for Krishna. So he said, please do not take away my privilege to struggle for Krishna. The struggling for Krishna was the pleasure of Prabhupada. He didn't feel it as struggle. Of course, here the story is slightly different. Rukmini Devi will become very disturbed by Krishna's teasing words. Krishna is speaking, in this verse, he is speaking to Rukmini Devi that, why did you marry me? Prabhupada gives more detailed version of this in the Krishna book, that you are a princess. Krishna didn't even address her as Rukmini. He addressed her, oh, rāja-putri, daughter of a great king, Bhishmaka, Vidarbha's king's daughter. That's a very powerful kingdom. And you are daughter of that. And you didn't deserve to marry me. There are great kings who are ready to marry you. But you have mistakenly chosen me. And maybe you didn't know that actually I am a coward. I am a, coward, darpok. And therefore, I could not fight with those kings. Actually, they were too powerful. Jarasandha, Rukmini, they were all very powerful kings. Your father was a very powerful king. So I could not fight with them. And because they were envious of me, I want to teach them a lesson, and therefore I kidnapped you. Actually, I am not interested in family affairs. Just to teach them a lesson, I kidnapped you. Of course, you wrote a letter, you told me to kidnap, but just to tease them, I kidnapped you. But actually, I am not interested in family affairs. Your father wanted you to get married to Shishupal, and if you would have married Shishupal, he was so attracted to you, he would have always remained as a servant to you. But here, I don't care for anyone. I am not attached to family life. Even those who become my devotees, they don't become detached from family life. Krishna says here. And he says that actually, I am not liked by any wealthy man. Only beggars worship me. Because I am myself a beggar. I had no kingdom. And I was always penniless. As soon as I was born, I was sent to Gokula. There, even though Nanda Maharaj had 9 lakh cows, those cows didn't belong to me. Nanda Maharaj is my foster father. And I was just doing some seva. I was just kept as a caretaker there. So who would have married me? No one would have married me. So you did a big mistake by marrying me. And you see, no king likes me. No king of the land likes me. Except a very few Pandavas and in this verse, in 12th verse, is saying that. And out of fear of them, I am coming and hiding in the ocean. So Prabhupada gives further detailed version of Krishna's speech there in Krishna book, that I am hiding in the ocean out of fear of them, because I have no strength to fight with them. And even when I killed Kansa, I could not become the king, because actually I am not qualified to become the king. Therefore I had to make Ugrasen the king, because who will make unqualified person like me as a king? And Dwarka also, it appears that I am king, but actually I am just, it's some natak chal raha hai bas. It's all drama only going on. Here also I factually have no power. So, like that Krishna was speaking to Rukmini to irritate her, so that she will become irritated and she will respond to all these arguments of Krishna with anger. The story is, of course, different. She will faint actually, hearing all this. She was fanning Krishna, as we heard yesterday. And when Krishna was jokingly speaking this, because Rukmini has a nature, she is very grave and sober always. She could not understand that Krishna is actually joking. So she became very concerned, and the feeling of losing Krishna became so prominent in her. In the Krishna book, Prabhupada says actually what Krishna was speaking was completely crazy. He was telling Rukmini that you can now choose some other king to marry. Prabhupada says that Rukmini Devi has almost grandchildren now. She had 10 sons. Most of them are married. In Vedic culture, there is no concept of husband-wife separating. There is no concept of divorce. What is Krishna speaking? And even if the separation has to happen and she has to marry somebody else, who is going to marry her at this advanced age? So Krishna was speaking completely. The word Prabhupada used is crazy. He was joking actually, but Rukmini Devi could not, you can say, calculate all these things. She was so simple. She was so very simple, and she was always absorbed in the mood of serving Krishna, that she didn't make all these calculations. That actually what Krishna is speaking cannot be serious. He cannot be serious about it. There is no logic behind it. And what he is saying that he is coward and all that, there is no logic behind that also. And Rukmini Devi herself is the Mahalakshmi, so there is no question of Krishna being a beggar. All the wealth actually belongs to her only. So there is no question of Krishna not being rich or wealthy. But her nature was so very soft that she didn't make all these calculations, and rather she became absorbed in the mood of separation from Krishna. And in that fear of losing Krishna, separation from Krishna, the fan in her hand fell. And she started trembling. Tears started rolling from her eyes. And all the decorations which we heard in the previous section, all that got spoiled, just like we hear of Lord Damodara, his tears with Kajala coming. Same thing here from Rukmini Devi, and she fell unconscious. She just fell on the ground like the banana tree which falls because of strong wind. Like that she fell. Not sitting like this. So then Krishna became, ye kya ho gaya? What is this? Krishna was not expecting this. So this is Bhagavan. Even Krishna didn't calculate. We say God knows past, present, and future. But in his Leela, as Bhagavan, when he is enjoying his different pastimes, by the effect of Yogamaya, he forgets. He couldn't calculate the future, just 2 minutes ahead. That Rukmini Devi will not become angry, but she will. So, the Lord, at that time, because she is Mahalakshmi, she is original Lakshmi, and the relationship with Krishna and Rukmini is that of Narayana and Lakshmi. So Lakshmi Devi is always serving Krishna. Always serving Krishna. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he explains, Ekaleshwar Krishna, Arasabhritya. Krishna is the only enjoyer. Krishna is the only master. Krishna is the only controller. Rest everyone is servant. Although Rukmini Devi is Lakshmi, Shri, and she is the counterpart of the Lord, she is the energy of the Lord, she is always in the mood of service to Krishna. Similarly, Balram, he is Swayam Bhagavan, he is Bhagavan himself, but still he is always in the mood of service to Krishna. And in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains in great detail that how, except Krishna, everyone is in the mood of service to Krishna. Brahma, Shiva, Ananta Shesha, even Lord's own incarnations, own expansions are always in the mood of service to Krishna. So original object of service is Krishna. Bhoktaram yagitapsam. Although in principle the Vishnu Tattvas are the Lord. Rama, Krishna, Rama, Varaha, Kurma, Balaram. Other incarnations come from Balaram only. So when Balaram is in the mood of service, that means all others are in the mood of service to Krishna. So this is a very sweet feature of the Lord. He is the original object of service. And why do we talk of Jivas, whose original position is the servant of Krishna? Jivera Savrup Hoy Krishna Nitya Das. Mahalakshmi or the Shakti Tattva, they are the energy of the Lord. She is the pleasure potency of the Lord. She gives pleasure to Krishna. Her position is not as servant, but she is also in the mood of service to Krishna always. Balaram, his position is not of servant, he is Bhagavan. But he is in the mood of service to Krishna. And other incarnations coming from Balaram, Anantashesha, he is in the mood of service to Krishna. For service to Krishna, he becomes the bed of Krishna. He becomes pillow of Krishna. He becomes sleepers of Krishna. They are in the mood of service to Krishna. And from Balaram to Anantashesha, in between the three Purushavtaras, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, they are in the mood of service to Krishna. And we, conditioned souls, we are giving of the mood of service to Krishna and seeing that we can enjoy. Except Krishna, all others can enjoy only when they are in the mood of service to Krishna. They can be happy only when the mood of service to Krishna. So therefore Balaram is called Sevak Bhagavan. Krishna is called Sevak Bhagavan, the form of God which is served. And Balaram is a form of the Lord which is serving. And Mahalakshmi or Rukmini Devi or Lakshmi Devi is no other than Krishna himself actually. There is another form of Krishna only. Krishna's own Shakti. And there is no Bheda, there is no difference between the Shakti and the Shaktiman, the energy and the energetic. And she is in the mood of service to Krishna. So therefore it is said that the Guru Parampara comes from Balaram is the Adi Guru, or Lakshmi Devi or Radharani is the original Guru. Because the original service attitude is expanding from them. Everything can come from Krishna only. Janmadhyasya taha. There is nothing which can be there in the creation which has not come from him. Okay? So, service attitude to Krishna, how will that come in the creation? Krishna himself doesn't have service attitude towards himself. And the living entities, jivas, have to have service attitude towards Bhagavan. So Krishna himself expands as Balaram, and as Balaram, he has a service attitude towards Krishna. And as Radharani or Rukmini Devi, he has service attitude towards Krishna. So if we want to learn how to serve Krishna, then we have to go to the Guru Parampara. Nityananda Prabhu or Balaram is the Adi Guru. Why? Because he is the Adi servant. He is the original servant of the Lord. Or Rukmini Devi, Lakshmi Devi or Radharani, she is the original servant of the Lord. And anyone who wants to serve Krishna has to learn from the Guru Parampara. The spiritual master, he is carrying that service attitude. Sometimes devotees ask this question, the spiritual master is representative of Balaram or representative of Radharani? He is a representative of both. Because both of them are the original servants. Original service attitude is coming from them in the parampara system. So Rukmini Devi, she is always in the mood of service to Krishna. She is never thinking that I am so great that I have to be served. So, but one final detail Prabhupada gives is that Krishna, of all the queens, 16,108 queens, Krishna would spend maximum time with Rukmini. He would always be with her. And therefore, Rukmini Devi was getting a spiritual pride. It's not a mundane pride. That Krishna is always with me, just like in the Raslila pastime. And Krishna doesn't like pride in his devotees. And that was another reason why Krishna wanted to remove that feeling from the heart of Rukmini Devi. Rukmini Devi cannot become proud. Her feeling is spiritual. But Krishna is teaching all of us through this Leela, this pastime, apani achari po jivera shikhai. The Lord teaches the entire world by His own example. So, He wanted to create a feeling in the heart of Rukmini Devi that you can lose me. Don't be so proud that you have captured me. Anytime you can lose me. That was another reason the Lord was doing both. He was irritating Rukmini Devi to taste a special mood of her. On the other hand, He wanted to remove that slight, it's a spiritual pride actually, but the Lord wanted to teach all of us that if we become proud, then we are not so advanced that Krishna will irritate us, but we may lose Krishna if we become proud, even of our devotion to Krishna, even of Krishna's blessing to us. Krishna's spending all the time with Rukmini is like blessing to her, but she was feeling exclusivity, little pride of that. So Krishna wanted to remove that so that there's more sweetness in relationship, and he is teaching from that example to all of us that we remain trinadapi shunichena toriva sahishnuna, the way Mahaprabhu teaches, kirtaniya sadahari. Only if we remain humble, then we can chant the names of Krishna. We are humble, we are tolerant, then we can chant the names of Krishna all the time. What is separating us from Krishna is pride. In the beginning of our journey, the pride is, I am this body. And as a bodily identity, I am very great. But as one advances, it may become to a subtle stage, like here, that I have received so much of blessing of my Guru and Krishna. Others didn't get so much of blessing. I am someone special because I was very close to, I am very close to my Guru Maharaj, I am very close to Krishna. We should always remember that this is all blessing of the Lord. And blessing is always causeless. It's causeless mercy of Krishna. It's causeless mercy of Vaishnavas. It's causeless mercy of the spiritual master. And always been grateful for that. One shouldn't think that I am qualified for it. There is no cause. Why they showed so much of mercy to me? There is no cause. Ahaitu ki kripa. And not that I am very special. So that is very another message which I read in Krishna book. Prabhupada says in the Krishna book. So I read this section from Bhagavatam before coming, and I read the section from Krishna book. So just shared something from that. Not the complete way, the way Prabhupada explains. Most of you will read that section anyway. Any questions or comments by any devotees? Okay, so there are no questions. Thank you very much. Srila. Okay, the question is how to understand spiritual jealousy and spiritual pride. Explanation is simple. Prabhupada explains in a very simple way. There is no mundane enviousness in trying to pull down the other person or hurt the other person. There the competition or the spiritual jealousy is how to please Krishna more. And to please Krishna more, that's the main thing. Just like in the Bhagavatam, there is explanation of when the cowherd boys are playing with Krishna, and one boy, cowherd boy, he sees that Krishna has gone very far away. Yadi dure gataha Krishna. Krishna has gone very far away. So one option is he can run away to Krishna, he gets exclusive time of Krishna. Others have not seen yet. But as he starts running towards Krishna, Krishna will be very happy when he sees all the devotees are running towards him to come close to him. As he begins to run, he starts shouting, Aham Purvam, Aham Purvam. I will reach first, I will reach first. So that creates a mood. And all these lakhs and lakhs of cowherd boys are running in the forest. Everyone shouting, Aham Purvam, Aham Purvam. And Acharyas have explained that everyone is feeling that let others reach first. They are shouting Aham Purvam not to defeat others, but to bring everyone together. So that is the way the Acharyas have explained the spiritual competition. Like you desire that, we distribute the maximum number of books, but we come last. Then more books will be distributed. If you distribute the maximum number of books, you distribute 5,000 and you come first, then you distribute 5,000, but others have done more than you. You are the last. Then Prabhupada's mercy has been distributed to many, many more jivas. So that's just the opposite of the material envy. Because material world is perverted reflection of the spiritual world. 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. It's opposite. ठीक है शिल प्रभुपाद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव जय निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे
हरे